Project Home DIY. We're glad to have you here this month. Whether you're a past subscriber or brand new, welcome, and I'm so excited to have you. I'm Christine, curator of your Project Home boxes. Let's get started. Alright, if you're a new subscriber, you'll have a brand new starter kit within your box. It includes your paintbrush, your hot glue gun, and the sanding blocks. Go ahead and take the hot glue gun out. You will be needing it for this project. Okay, so just go ahead and take everything out of your box, which I'm assuming you've probably already done. Checked over your contents. We got these fun, big 12-inch letters this month, which I'm excited to be able to see on the wall. Okay, here are all my items. Got a little fuzz. I think with the wood letters, you have an option of which side you'd like to use. So go ahead and look at the side or front, back, whatever sides of the letters you'd like. Kind of check yours out, see which one sides you like better. I personally like the flat side, not the rounded edge. That's just my preference, so not this rounded edge, but the flat. I just think it's a cleaner look. You can do whichever side you want because they do work both ways. So when you get started, just make sure you paint from on the right, or stain on the right sides. So there's the wood letters. Here's our flower for around our ring. And then we have all the hanging materials in there. Stain. And this stain is from Varathane and it's called Briar Smoke. If you need that color in the future, it's a really good sort of warm, sort of cool, like the perfect in-between stain. That's why I chose it for this month's project, just because it kind of goes with everything and it goes with warm tones, goes with cool tones, so it's really perfect. There are also 8 zip ties that will help us put the flowers onto the gold ring. And then there's floral tape, which will also allow us to secure the flowers on. So let's get started. And the very first thing we're going to do is stain the letters. And if you keep your box nearby, you can use it to set the letters up inside of to dry nicely. So then they set up on an edge and they'll dry. Make sure you put on gloves, which we did include in your box. And if you dump the hardware out of your out of this little container, you can use it to put your stain in if you want, or you can just leave the stain in the bottle and keep using the bottle to squirt. Either way, but this will be your stain rag. And you can just literally wipe this stain right on the lettering. No brushing, nothing fancy, just wipe it right on. So I'm actually going to put some in here, squirt it out just so that I don't have to keep grabbing my bottle with a wet stain hand, and start staining. You may do the fronts and the backs, totally up to you. You won't be seeing the backs much, but you can if you'd like. So let's get staining. Okay, just finishing up the stain here. If you notice, I did do the back sides, all sides. I do the edges first and then go back in and finish it all up on the inside. So there's the finished letter. And I did set them up inside the box because they kind of just set nicely right there. I'm going to finish the back of the H. I didn't do that in the beginning, but I do like it finished, so. Okay, So it's all finished up, all 3 of them. And we'll let those dry. Now we'll take the gold hoop and put our flowers on the hoop. If you'd like to see, I have the paint can here from what we used. Mine's really messy because I use it a lot, but this is the Varathane and it's fast dry. And again, the name is Briar Smoke. So that's the brand and the can that you'd be looking for if you want the same for the letters. That would be it. Okay, so your flowers, just cut apart, or you don't have to cut this piece. If you want to keep this, you can keep it, but I'm going to cut it apart and unravel that. And there is another zip tie in there to keep those flowers together. All right, and you can take them out of these little green stems. We bought what's called a drop-in bouquet, and these are just drop-in pieces. Not drop-in pieces. The bouquet itself is just meant to drop right into a vase, so they kind of make it so it's fancier, and that's what all these extra little pieces are. But if you don't want to use them, that way you don't have to. So we are going to take it apart a little, and you may want to trim some of these a little bit, just so we don't have so much stem, but still enough room to wire it onto the hoop. Don't lose enough room, so about a couple inches or so, like that. Just make sure you have some wire cutters. Just trim all those. If there's any hot glue strands, just break those off. We know how hot glue gets everywhere. This is going to be a fun one to add in there. I like it. Spunkiness. Okay. So basically what you want to do with your wreath, the O, the round ring, or your wreath, whatever you want to call it, is take one big center piece. So I'm going to put the hydrangeas in the center, kind of flattening them because they really are going on a flat surface. I'm going to wire these together, so just twist them together so they stay together themselves. And then I'm going to bend it over in an L shape and then put that right on the wire ring, just like that. And these will come off of here, but we'll just stick them back on, and if they do keep coming off, which they won't once I stop messing with it, you can hot glue them on too. So what I gave you a couple methods to attach these. You can use the zip ties, which I'm going to start with. I'm gonna zip tie it on there. Make sure my flower's right under there. And zip tie that sucker right on there. Okay, and this is my center. So I'll be using that right in the center of the wreath. Here it came off again, so here I'm gonna glue it because I don't want to keep doing that every time. Put a dab of hot glue and I'm gonna stick it back on. Okay, so this will be the center of our design, and I'm gonna find the hoop has a seam in it, so I'm gonna just make sure I start building over that so it covers, not that you can hardly see it. And then we'll put rows and rows on each side, and then we'll add these fun little things in anywhere we go. So just keep adding however you like placing those flowers and whatever way you like placing those flowers. So you can use the floral tape, you can use the zip ties. I just actually wrap that right around there, just that way. And then after I'm done doing this way, I will secure it with hot glue by or go back around, zip tie from the behind, just to make sure it stays in there. It stays right where I want it to. So whatever you do to one side, do it to the other side, since you do have the roses and these berries. Just kind of make sure you place them evenly so you balance your wreath out. So I got the 2 leaves placed on either side, and I just dabbed some hot glue back there, let it dry and set up so these aren't rotating anymore. And then I'm gonna add this little green thing kind of in the center, like a little bit of a pop, maybe right in here. And just wrap it right around until you get it in a place you like, and then secure it with the glue gun or zip ties, or however you want to choose. My hot glue gun is on such a short cord that I have to come over here. Okay, so I'm squirting lots of hot glue on that, making sure everything's going to stay in place. So there's the back side. That's what the back side of mine looks like. Nice and clean, got edges picked up. There's the front. Got some going up the side. I'll kind of rearrange it one final time because everything seems to be moving in a little bit, but I'm gonna let that hot glue set up for a minute, and then we will put on the mounting hardware for the back of the letters. See you in a little bit. Okay, back for the last step. Our letters are pretty dry and they seem about perfect to be putting the mounting hardware on. So go to the back of your wood letters and place the little, these are called D-ring hangers. If you ever have to go find them again, they're called D-ring hangers. The nails are for the wall, so these are for your wall. Put those in the wall and hang each letter in the round on. Wanted to give you those just in case you didn't have those as well. But you center your D-ring hanger on the back. Center that, and then just screw in the screw. Might take you a couple of attempts, but you'll get it. Once it gets started, just push it down really hard, very first to get it started, and then it goes well. O. Let's do the M. One right in the center. We can see where the center of that is because it's the center of the M. Push it down. This silly little screwdriver thing. Works. And the E. When you go to hang these, I have a really bad way of hanging things, and I'll show you how to do that in a second. You may not want to follow my directions though, but it works, it really does, but it may not be the best for your walls, although if you're very careful, it won't matter. Okay, throw that thing in the garbage. All right, and there's the E. So here is our final project. I'm going to straighten out these little flowers here just a tad because they're all kind of going in the inside. Okay. And that is the finished product. Oh, I was going to show you my trick. So when I put something up on the wall, and there's the mounting hardware already on it, I kind of use that mounting hardware to make a tiny indentation in the wall, and then I can see right there that that's where I need to put the screw or the nail because that mounting hardware made a tiny little spot. So that's my little trick. Some people might not want to do that to their walls, but really you're going to be putting a little tiny nail hole in that exact same spot. So if you get these put up where you like them, just put the nail hole right where your mounting hardware goes, and then you'll be perfectly lined up. So, until next month, thanks for joining us, and enjoy your very new home DIY decor.